is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to go Liverpool into
Okay, boys. Let's just get into this one. You know who we are. We be them Anfield South boys. I'm your boy Slim, as you know, as always. And JR in the building today. What's happening, my brother?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Glad to be back. Great to bring some positivity to this conversation today.
And Professor Paul, looking very solemn. What's going on?
I'm okay, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, man. I'm alright, man. Uncle Ray's looking after me.
Cool.
And this guy here, I don't think he was going to turn up today, man. Smile, son, man. Come on, man. Life's beautiful.
I'm only here to press record, you know. You might
Alright, cool. It seems like me and JR are the only one with a pep in our step. Okay, we just finished watching Liverpool Burnley. And as you know, we lost the game 1-0. Let's just go from the lineup, because the lineup was slightly different. Me and Sam on the previous show alluded to maybe Origi coming in and possibly Salah getting dropped, and we also alluded to Matip coming back in and maybe Fabinho getting a rest. But as it was Matip and Fabinho in centre back. The midfield three was Thiago, Wijnaldum and Shaqiri, like against Manchester United, which I was happy about. And then the front three was just in my chain of thought there was Mane,
Origi.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't even, you know what? Bottom line is Origi and Shaq came in. Well, Shaq kept his place. Origi came in, and Matip came in at centre back.
And Oxlade as well.
Oxlade-Chamberlain got a start as well. Thank you, JR, because I totally went blank there for a minute. When you saw the lineup, Paul, what did you think?
I was a bit confused. I wasn't really sure if we were going to play a 4-3-3 with Shaqiri up top. Or I know sometimes Oxlade-Chamberlain plays on the right. Because I saw Ox's name and I'd done a double take. I just saw Ronaldo and Thiago, really. That's why I know. And I noticed Origi, so I was thinking originally like 4-2-3-1. When I saw Ox, he threw a spanner in the works, and we'll get into it a bit later, but I'm getting a bit frustrated with Klopp with team selection. It seems like there's no method to his madness. I'm not sure why Ox. I'm not sure why Ox started. To be honest, I thought Jones would start today if you were going to play a three-man midfield.
Fair enough. I
was happy to see Matip back.
Yeah.
And he actually made it through 90 minutes, which makes a difference. There were no surprises when it came to Burnley, though. With the big something, they set up pretty much how we expected them to set up. I mean, as the first half went, what was going, Sam? What was your thoughts on the game?
Do you know what? Obviously, we're playing with no confidence at the moment, and for me, early stages, we tried to inject some pace into the game. It wasn't there naturally, but as we grew into the first half, I thought we were doing okay. I thought we were trying. We were really trying to create something. Obviously, there's a lot of players out of form. That goes without saying. One can't just continue throwing the ball into the box. But I thought we were trying. There were a few moments that encouraged me. You know, a little bit of interplay, a little bit of linking with the front three, and just a few moments of hope. But for me, key moment for that first half was obviously when Origi missed that one-on-one. From that point there, I was like, we're not scoring today. We're not scoring today. High-level Premier League matches, you can't miss them kind of chances. And then I think what wound me up even more is like 30 seconds later, the fucking guy was skinning teeth with the ref.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you laughing at? I don't, like, even, don't get me wrong, regain your composure, be ready for the next chance when it comes. What the fuck are you smiling at? It baffled me. And I was sitting here with my son, and even him, at 11, if he misses a chance for a good 2 minutes, he's pissed off. He's pissed off before he regains his composure. He's like, okay, I'm good to go again. What the fuck is he smiling about? He's one chance in what? 6 months. He starts the game. He does that, and he's skinning teeth. And the thing is, up until that point, other than that fucking crazy volley that's fucking probably still in the air now, he was growing into the game and he was doing okay.
But yeah,
I'm just lost for words with him, man. And for me, from that point, at half time, I was like, that's it, I'm done. We ain't scoring. So for me, it was like, we could get a draw.
I was quite impressed with Origi's start to the game, though. I thought he was lively. He showed for the ball. He looked like he wanted to try and make things happen. He had a couple of sighters, albeit down the keeper's throat. And yeah, that one-on-one chance was gilt-edged. But JR, can you really expect a man of Origi's stature to be burying those, because he hasn't really had much game time? Do you know what I mean? It's like, hold on, Sam.
That's like, if you want, that's clean one-on-one. Time to think about it, and you got to hit the card. I know the people say it hit the crossbar. It's a field goal. It just, he put so much power into it to make sure it went. He hit it too hard. He put so much conviction in it. Where if you're in form, you just press that in. He tried to make sure that went. And for me, you're pro footballer, man. You're a striker, you're international. That's food and drink. That's food and drink. And for me, that if you're playing or not, you got to score that. That's your edge. That's not even half a chance. That's 100% got to be on field. If you're international striker, don't matter if you're playing games, but you're playing for Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. So there's no excuses. Seriously, and then to be laughing with the ref like 1 minute later, it just shows you don't care, man. You don't care. Yeah, like fam, like if you're coaching there and your team loses, then straight after the game you kids are just busting jokes and running around, you're pissed, bro. So as a manager, I'm pissed, bro.
No, I get it, but I'm here to answer the questions. Sometimes devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying?
No, today's fire.
Okay, but for me, I did think Origi started well, so it was quite disappointing when he missed that one-on-one chance, and you knew he wasn't going to get another chance after that. You knew he was going to get hooked at some point when we go in and win 1-0. But before we go into like half-time, next second half and stuff like that, I just want to ask Paul, what is with Trent and this crossing? I mean, we're playing Burnley. They're built like skyscrapers. We're not exactly blessed with height in attack ourselves. And at every opportunity, it just seems like this boy was trying to put a cross in. And they were poor crosses at that. What is going on with Trent?
What's going on? We've what do the Aussies say? Rag on them. I've ragged on Trent enough. We all have. So I'm gonna balance it out. I'm gonna do it 3 ways. First way would be Trent. He's obviously the quality of the crossing. It's not acceptable, or it's not good enough, right? Second is our tactics. We are still obviously being directed to hands and play, get yourself out wide and whip it in more often than not. Although I thought in the first half there was a time when we were trying to play a bit of different football, but it's still very primarily crossing. The third, and I think I mentioned this last time, is our players in the box are too slow on their heels. Because some of his crosses have been sort of like drilled across the box or have been passed in, which some can be thought of as evidence as lack of composure or confidence. But also that's a percentage ball, isn't it? And again, it's pattern of play. If he knows he just needs to get there and drive it, Mane should be there. Like when Mane went and hit it over and Salah passed it. Those type of things. Everything's going wrong. So he's not playing well anyway, and his teammates are not helping him. The runs are not being made. They're not getting across the first defender. They look really slow. They don't look. Salah and Mane don't look like the players who scored so many goals in the last few years. And obviously Firmino.
Are we tired, Sam? Because I mean, we've been playing at this. We've been playing at a high level for the last 2, possibly 3 seasons, and obviously with the whole COVID and the way it worked out this season, with the break being very short, X, Y, and Z, are we just burnt out?
Look look at it, I don't know. If you think back to the end of last season, during lockdown, when football came back, we were sluggish then in a lot of those games. A lot of people put it down to the fact that we'd already won the title and we stepped off a little bit. I'm not sure if this is even byproduct of that, and we've carried it forward. I think as a team, we are the one club in the country that relies on the energy we draw from the crowd more than anybody else. And the suffering that we've had from those fans is coming to the fore now more than ever before. Whenever lockdown happened, we spoke about this, and I said, you know what? The lack of crowd is going to be a problem. And everyone in the podcast group, in the Anfield South group, all the other groups are like, no, you know what? Our quality will shine through. Yeah, and it will be easier for us to play because we're playing without any pressure. It actually looks like the opposite now. Because the pressure we have and we draw from the crowd actually helps us. And in times when we're dead on our feet, which would look like maybe what the last 6-7 games, with the exception of the Palace game, we draw from the crowd for inspiration. We draw from the crowd for energy. And I do think we look shattered, and I don't know where we're getting that next bit of energy from. I don't know where we're getting that next bit of motivation from. And that's what worries me. That's what worries me, because I don't see where the enthusiasm and the drive actually is anymore. You know, like when a title-winning team wins obviously the league or a big title, the team generally breaks up a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, and ours hasn't really for 2 years. And there hasn't been any refresh. There's a little added spice here and there. There hasn't been any refresh, and I feel like we're suffering from that. Especially with the fact that Thiago's had a stop-start season. Jota's obviously been in and out. Minamino, nothing. I feel like sorry, Paul. I mean, I ain't even trying to draw you out, but I feel like we've got much bigger problems than the defeat tonight.
JR, you're shaking you're nodding your head. You're nodding your head.
I'm disagreeing with everything Sam's saying. Like, Minamino, I've said it in the big narrows, like having a button. He's just not going to make it. Like, these signings, what we need signings that are coming in to improve the team. Like, he's just, I don't know what he does. When anyone will be in on what he does, he runs around and around. Go on, Paul, back your man.
Going back to what Sam said. Everything Sam said was right, and I was actually one of the guys who was like, not having the crowd won't matter too much. Blah blah blah. Quality will shine through. Blah blah blah. But what Sam just gave us was a breakdown of the problems that's been handed to Klopp: injuries, tiredness, no crowd. The mental and physical issues that people have with COVID. These are human beings. They go home. They might not want to sweat on each other. Whatever. But I'm looking for Klopp now to find solutions to these problems that have been handed to him. And I feel the results we've had in the last, since Palace, even if we want to half them, I think we should be picking up. I think we should be scoring some goals. At least. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I understand why we're in a predicament we are, but how are we going to get out of it? What are we going to do? And to say about, say someone like Minamino, that goes back again to use your squad. Now, Minamino doesn't look like he's going to make it, like people are saying. He's obviously not fancied by his manager. But I think Klopp should start with his strongest team, and we all know football is. JR will know, Slim will know, Sam will know. By 65 minutes, you can tell when we're not going to score. So I want Jurgen Klopp to notice that as well and make a substitution. £7.5 million players like Minamino are subs. Use him as a sub. Half the time we're going to draw 0-0 anyway. Who knows what will happen? Change your pattern of play. Do you know what I mean? Shaqiri's now come in. We're all happy about that. But we notice he's kind of playing in an awkward position. He's playing deep right wing.
Yeah.
In central.
Mm.
Klopp, come into your box, into your technical box, and say, Shaqiri, go central. That's the instruction. Because where he's playing, he's still using the ball quite well, but he's not using it in very dangerous positions. This is dumb.
Do you know what it sounds like you're saying to me, Paul? That Klopp hasn't got any ideas. That's basically what you're saying to me.
You see when he sat down
hearing.
at the end.
That was it. You knew that.
I said this in a podcast a couple of years ago, or 18 months. I said managers can go off form too.
Yeah.
He's still the best manager in the world. He's just off form. Something he needs to snap out of it. Snap out of it.
You know what? It's not. It's we're in a bad world. It's not like the world's ending. It's still not in a bad position. So you can change it around.
Yeah.
Snap out of it now. Lots of things. We're at that distance now. We're at the
Yes, we don't step out of it soon, mate. This league is weird. We're looking at 8th, 9th, but only by a point or two. But we need to win.
Yeah, do you know what? Talking of ideas, that's what the team looked like. It lacked ideas for me today. I think we got to the final third, and it was like, oh, what do we do here again? It was a little bit bereft of ideas and that little bit of guile, that creativity, that
too slow
as well. I don't. And we lack that killer threat from outside the box. I mean, obviously we're a Liverpool-based podcast, so we're going to focus on Liverpool. But I have to take my hat off to Burnley. They defended again like Trojan horses. They were literally just solid. And you open up their bellies, and more players came out of the inside of them. Like it was mad. Like takes 2 teams to play a game of football, and I have to give Burnley props. They did play well, but I think in those moments when you've got a team like Burnley who are going to throw everything at it, you've got to move the ball quickly, and you've got to be able to take shots from outside the box and put them in the top bins. I mean, you look at Man City yesterday, yeah, for 70 odd minutes they were 0-0 against Villa, and then they come out with a worldie. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and when Man City played Burnley about 3 weeks ago, destroyed them. Absolutely destroyed them. By doing what? Not long balls, intricate passing, quick passing. But we're just get out wide, whip it in.
Yeah, that needs to stop. That needs to stop. I mean, how do you cross a ball in against a team like Burnley when you know, like, if you're maybe even a Man City, maybe even Manchester United, you might get away with that because your team's quite tall, but we're notoriously short. Why is that even an option?
2 points there, Slim. We have these boys score headers, so it goes back to when I was saying about being slow on your feet, on your heels. They usually come across the defender. They usually come in between the defenders. But they're nowhere.
Do you know what we do, Paul? But do you know what? Yeah, you come across defenders, but I find those headers that Mane scores, there's a bit more space in between the back four. Like the two central defenders would be, yeah. But when you've got a team like Burnley, who they're quite organised defensively, they know what's going to happen. They're coming to Liverpool, so defensively they were quite organised. Okay, in the first 10-15 minutes, you might throw a few crosses in to test their mettle, see what they're about. But when you see that's not working, after 15 minutes, stop. Trent's still in the second half.
You're 100% right, mate.
Getting balls. How many crosses did Robertson throw into the box?
Hardly any today.
See what I'm saying?
Can I go back, Slim? The other point there was about shooting from the edge of the box. My wife said to me yesterday, "You gonna watch match today?" I said, "No, I'm gonna just watch the goals here and go to bed." Like on, when they come up on YouTube. And when I saw Gundogan's goal, and you think about today, like he had a millisecond to get out his feet and shoot. You see how desperate he was to shoot. Now today, what annoyed me and what really worried me was that even players like Shaqiri were taking that extra, but you must have noticed that extra bit of time where you're going, come on, set yourself up a bit quicker. Get out your feet, shake to shoot and blast it. Taking so long, and the defenders are coming in back, or Shaqiri would have to. It was always him kind of, and I think he's played well, but in a dangerous position. Maybe because he was in a weird position, and then shoot, taking too long. Right, I'm going to go wide to Trent.
Do you know,
it's
just a quick point about Trent, Slim. Do you feel
Do you feel when he puts the ball in, he tries to pick people out, or he just puts it in an area? Generally.
Do you want to know something? Do you know why I can't answer that, Sam? Because he doesn't beat the first man.
Okay.
So
Okay. Let me rephrase that. When he was beating the first man and he was getting good delivery, do you think he was trying to pick people out? Because I feel now that he's struggling to get his crosses in the right areas, he's actually trying too hard to find a teammate and putting it in the raw area. Yeah.
I think the art of crossing comes from
his natural ability to just put it in
yes,
and put it in the right area.
Yeah.
He's trying to pick somebody out.
That for me, that's the art of crossing. If you ask me, knowing right, I'm gonna put it in this area, and I know Mane's gonna make this run. Firmino will be here, Salah will be here, whatever. You put that in an area. To put it on someone's head is a lot harder. Dead ball situation, you probably achieve that. Running in the middle of you need to put it in an area and just hope they attack it. I mean, he did put one dangerous cross in the first half, and it was expertly cut out. I think it was Ben Mee cut it out as it just about to get to Origi. But
What about his
Go on, Joe.
What about his free kick?
do you know what? I'm not going to blame him for the free kick, because the setup, the layoff, the way the ball was rolled to him, it wasn't good enough. He's capable of hitting it from there, so I'm not going to get into him. But I just feel like he's banging his head against a brick wall with the crosses. I think he needs to change it up a bit.
Following on, although they should allow the crossing a little bit. I thought it was fascinating when we saw Trent develop his crossing, say in the last 2 seasons, that in the same game he might smash a cross into the stand or something with so much whip and power. Like, what was that? And the next 5 crosses are perfect because he was trying a thing. He was doing something extraordinary. He was developing his technique and whipping the ball in so much pace that sometimes it would go skewered. Now everything is very safely done, like you guys were saying. There was an example today. The ball, I think one of the guys headed the ball out, centre back, headed it back towards him, and it was rolling. And you know when you probably step back on the left-hand side pitch for the first time in 2 or 3 years, and the ball's running to you, you should control it and run. But because you're shook, you think, oh, it's rolling to me. So you use the purchase of the ball, and you do a nice safety percentage cross, don't you? Nice easy when you stand it up. And he done that. And I thought, that's not Trent. That's not you, man.
The confidence is
across the ball. You've got passion, and you try something.
The confidence is really low. Trent's confidence, I believe, is really low. And I think he's trying too hard. Say that again, JR?
You know what?
Still focus on the crosses. It's because obviously our 2 main form of attacks from the front crosses. And also on the break with the front three. We've got nothing from the front three at the moment. All the focus is on the fullbacks. And at the moment, obviously today, that was just Trent. And so I'm not going to get on him too much. No. The blame lays on him. He's out of form. The front three are giving us nothing at the moment.
Do you know what? But the thing is, right, if the front three are giving us nothing and the fullbacks were still putting in dangerous crosses and no one was getting there, then I wouldn't mind. But the fact the front three are not giving us nothing and our main goal threat from last season isn't there as well, it's just a bit annoying. Right.
Hold on.
Anyway.
Did they let Trent have the ball today?
Slowly.
I think. Do you know what? I think their left side was weaker than the right side. So I think Trent was getting a lot of joy down the left side.
It wasn't a tactic.
No, it was weak. I don't think it was tactical. Because you wouldn't give someone of Trent.
Did he?
Huh?
He didn't get as much of it.
He didn't get as much of it in the first half.
No, he didn't. He got more in the second half. Yeah, they changed the left back and he got more in the second half.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't give someone of Trent's quality any time on the ball.
Yeah, I think, but they wanted us to cross it in, I think, because they're like, they got the heights that you say, they're like mountains, so I think they was really confident that they would have to clean up everything, and they did. But we're still crossing the ball in. You know what it comes to? I think like you just brain them. You must be brain. It's not working, and you just locked it in, and the keepers catch it. I'm like, dude, man, come on.
Talking about goalkeepers, JR, Alisson sort of bailed himself out of a mistake early in the first half, I thought, when he came for that ball over the top of, I think it was Wood, and he went to catch it. Yeah, you got to punch that when you're coming forward, but then he makes the the second save, but
He did it later on though. There was a similar ball and he did punch it.
yeah.
So that's in-game learning, in-game IQ. Some people call.
And then he also has that excellent save from Barnes, which was offside in the second half. I mean, the reactions and the strong where he got a right hand to it. That was like
Yeah.
But then JR, talk to me about the penalty.
Listen, it happens, man. It happens. I'm not going to blame the back line for anything. One mistake in the game they've made. How many mistakes have our attackers made in the game? 10 times. But obviously, their mistakes that you're making at the back are going to be more noticed. So these things happen in football. I think the striker was very clever. He knew we got there first. He's going to hang the leg. Allison fell for the bait. A lot of our players fell for the bait. They're very streetwise in a lot of stuff they did today, and I think a lot of our players were getting caught into it. Like if you look at the free kick before, Matip should have just held up. I think Barnes again, and he fouled him. That's where the free kick came from. Where just keep the ball. I know we're desperate to get the goal, but Burnley's main asset is set pieces. So you got to think of that and remember that, and just kill them out, make them start again and go back home, and then we'll regroup. But I think that the lack of goals, the lack of form, obviously, it's getting to that stage now where the players they're getting anxious and they want to get the ball back. And that's where Matthew, thinking, I need the ball, and he's fouling. So, you know how it goes. Yeah, so that's where it came from. But yeah, the goal, I'm not even going to blame it. These things happen. Smart plays and strike. So yeah, full credit to him.
Fair enough, and he was unlucky with the penalty. He went the right way with just a bit too much pace on the penalty.
Yeah.
I think like you, JR, I'm not mad at the penalty, and I'm not even mad at the loss per se. What is annoying me is how we getting out of this hole. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, yeah, we lost. No one likes to lose, but to me, there's a bigger picture. We're in a situation here. And I can't see how we get out of this situation because, I mean, like you said, we're not in a bad position. What are we, 6 points off the top still?
Yeah.
We're 6 points off the top. We're level games now, yeah?
Yeah.
Level games. That's not a bad position.
It could be 7 and 7 when they game in hand.
Oh, City have still got a game in hand. So if City get their game in hand, they go top, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be 7 points.
Yeah.
But it looks like a short-term solution is just getting our form back, isn't it? I'm not even worried about the title and stuff. I just want to play well again, enjoy watching them. Me personally, I would bring Curtis Jones back in. I'm a big fan, but I'm not saying it's because I think he's the best player in the world. I just think that was system we were playing earlier in the season that got our best results. Getting back in the team, especially if we're not going to play Shaqiri in a position that really makes sense. There's certain players that always seem to be. I'm always going to have regret with them because I don't think they've ever played in their best positions or they've been always injured or whatever. But I'll get Jones back in there and I would make subs earlier if we can all tell by the 60th minute. It looks like one of our strikers ain't going to score, but I would definitely start.
But he made subs at 60 minutes today,
I'm
Paul.
surprised to see Origi and.
Yeah, but Paul, he made subs at 60 minutes today. He made the change. Firmino and Salah come on.
He's done that, I think, because Firmino and Salah on the bench. That's the only reason he done it.
He didn't have to. He could have left them on.
Let's see next game. Let's see what happens next game. But he doesn't usually bring on. I want to see him. I reckon he could put pressure on the front three by starting them. But them knowing that by the time it gets an hour and it's always a big if for me if they don't look threatening. One of them's got to get hooked quick. Origi looks okay today. He's a squad player. He has a contract with the club. He's got a pair of football boots. Bring him on if people are not scoring. Like it is what it is.
I don't think he's afraid to bring players on, but I think as a manager, like I've only managed at a low level with kids, and there's been times even with managing kids where the game's tight and you don't want to make a sub because you don't want to lose that game.
That's what
you think to yourself.
Yeah, but that's what he's
say that again, JR.
And his recent evidence is not good. Like the recent results. This is only. I've never said this before. It's only because we're not scoring. And we can go back to the times people have come off. They've been near the end of the game. Shaqiri came on one time in the minute. Origi 6 minutes once.
I understand what you're saying to me, Paul, and I'm not saying not to try that per se, but I'm just saying it's easy to sit here and say make subs at this stage, make subs at that stage, and I'm just saying from my small managerial experience, even at low level with kids, when you're winning, drawing a tight game, to make changes, you just make you nervous. So I could imagine being at the top. Yeah, no, I could imagine being at the top how it is. I'm just there's two sides to every coin. Do you know what I mean? The next game coming up again. Do you know what? Before I forget, Fabinho, half time. I think he was lucky to stay on the pitch, don't you, Sam?
Do you know what? I'll come back into the room and I saw the little melee. I didn't watch it live, so I thought that stuff was over. For a kick out like that, yeah.
Because it was a kick out, wasn't it?
I saw the replay and I thought to myself, I went into that conspiracy type place I'm in right now when it comes to Liverpool and VAR. And I saw the fucking purple come on my screen. I was like, oh, he's got it. He's got it. I thought he was gonna go. If that happens against us, I'll be screaming for a red. So we got away. If it wasn't Bond, then he's a agricultural. If he rolled around, and he was a smaller player, he would have been done.
Yeah.
And Barnes, he just didn't catch it.
Yeah, but I think it looks it looks better for Barnes because he's going down forward and his leg comes up backwards. But because he's going forwards, it's just like his legs come up naturally. But Fabinho, that was a kick out, and he was lucky to stay on the pitch. I don't know.
People don't like Barnes, you know. Like my mate, he's a big Chelsea supporter, and like obviously we'll give each other banter. He could have said to me today, "You've just lost, 69 games, Burnley." The only 6 messages all about Barnes. I'm like, right, okay, let off this. I hate Barnes. Barnes is a rat. Look what he's doing again. He's diving again. I'm like, right, not gonna say nothing about Liverpool. People don't like Barnes.
Do you want to know what? Yeah, as much as I bigged up Burnley and said they defended well, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Yeah, I think they're a horrible team. I don't like the way they're. If someone had never watched the Premier League and they watch Burnley play, wow, they'd be like, "What is this?" They're a horrible football team. And Sean Dyche has made a living off what Sam Allardyce has been doing, like for years and years and years, just playing a certain way and keeping teams in a league, mate. There's no sort of cutting edge to their football, no excitement. The most exciting players, Vidra, Rodriguez, they stay on the bench. They come on when they're losing. So I've got no love for Burnley, and I hope they get relegated sometime soon, man. But today, they did their job. Say that again, JR?
It's a lovely place to go to, apparently. Anyway, I just seen a stat here from the game tonight. 22 crosses. How many were successful?
6.
3.
Sam?
4.
1.
Wow.
That's what I was saying. Well, what can I say?
One.
This is the issue though. We shouldn't get distracted. It's like the centre back issue we had. Don't get distracted by it just being Trent. There's deep-seated problems with our forward line because half the time someone will get on at the end of some crap ball. Shouldn't be instructed to do it. And the third one, and probably most important, is the delivery and Trent's confidence is poor. But let's not get distracted by sort of focusing on one player.
Alright, I'm saying that. I'm just saying that's a stat that I just saw and we was discussing Trent.
This is for the viewers, really.
Yeah. And I think also, just going back to our front line, I saw Man United yesterday. Did you see Cavani's goal? He slips out these little things where our strikers, I think at the moment, are not sniffing them up. Because the keepers drop the ball around the area, right? And our strikers are one step away. They're always on their heels, like you were saying. Is there anyone in our squad that sniffs them up? That we could maybe turn to them?
He used to be
Danny Ings.
Well,
he used to be all of them. Who knows what's going on?
Like, do you know what? You talk about strikers. I mean, Firmino had a gilt-edged chance, didn't he? He got cut back to him. He opens up his foot, his body, and he sends it.
Two of them.
That was the one he got on target. Wasn't the best shot either. I don't think.
Two of
them where he had to open his body up, right?
No.
No. The second one was when it pulled back and Trent sort of fired it across.
And
It was a shot actually, and Firmino just redirected it. But that was just a reaction. That wasn't really, a real bad chance. The one which he pulled back from, he had time to take a touch of Dicky's spot. It was horrible.
Bro, he could have
Horrible the way
He could have laid someone was on the right. He could have just laid across the left. Obviously, you're striking, you should keep it from there. But like,
Chris will listen to this. Like our pal Chris is on a podcast sometimes, and he's a big Klopp's boy. He was, to be fair, he believed in him when he was looking rocky early years. Blah blah blah. And I felt he's been defending a bit too much, but. Chris will hear it. It's not just Klopp I'm talking about. It's a mixture. That's what we're saying. Klopp, what can you do different? But we are focusing on the strikers as well. Like, when's the last time Salah or Mane cut in and with some ability got round the man and had a shot where the keeper slipped around the cross?
I
happened today, bro?
But I just feel like defenders are doubling up on them. I think they're not getting the space inside. They're not getting being allowed to come inside and get shots off. They're well shackled. Everybody knows where the danger's coming from. Hence why I feel like Trent's crossing is in the spotlight, because teams are letting the ball go out wide more often than not, but the ball coming in isn't good enough.
Yeah.
So
I agree with the tactics that's played against. I agree, and it's probably harder, and especially who knows. But we have played low blocks before, and they have bailed us out before with individual talent. Do you know what I mean? There's the reason I've got a headache about this whole thing is that I'm worried about there's so many different facets, there's so many different issues. And like I was saying, one for me is just basically dribbling around a player. When you beat a player one-on-one, it opens up a whole new world for an attacking team, a whole new world, and we're not doing that enough.
Well, I'm just reading the headline from after the game, because after the game I had to nip out and pick up my boy. But Klopp's saying the defeat is his fault. Is Klopp to blame for this defeat?
I think he's just trying to take the heat off the players, what he generally does when he loses a game. In terms of the lineup, it was good enough to win the game. The motivation for me just doesn't seem there, and that can lay with him to a certain degree.
Was it his fault?
Not really, you know. He put them out on the pitch. There was enough quality there to win the game, but confidence is so low at the moment. How does he lift the team? After this now, forget this game, it's gone. Forget even the United game on Sunday, I'm not even too bothered about that. We've got Spurs. How does he lift the team? This is where...
Put them all on a plane, send them to Dubai, and they can have fun with everybody else in Dubai, eh?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Your question,
Slim. Your question. Does he take the blame? I don't think he set the groundworks for an easy night. I'm never comfortable with more than one of the front, more than two of the front three being dropped. I thought the Shaqiri and Ox situation was kind of like playing where. I would start the front three and see what happens, because they're all every single player apart from Fabinho probably is not playing at their best. So
Alisson.
And Alisson, you know what I mean. Anyway, just play them and see what happens, because you can't. No one can be scapegoated. It's not going well.
It's not indeed.
So
and stop freezing and stop doing random things like Curtis Jones. Where's he gone? He was part of a team that's winning nearly every game. Wasn't pretty, but we were winning. Where is he?
Did we miss anything?
One mistake.
Did we miss anything tonight?
No. I don't think we missed.
Because he's been a bit off it as well.
I don't think we missed anyone. I don't even think we missed starting with Firmino and Salah. I just feel like whoever was on that pitch today, in front of that goal, it was just blank. It was always going to be blank. It was going to be flipping limp. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, this is like 4 games out of 5, no goal on, bro. What is it? I don't know what's going on.
Do we need to go in the market for a striker in this window before it closes?
We needed you from last summer. We always knew that. We still don't have a clinical number 9. We haven't had this whole time. We've been getting away with it because of our inverted wingers. That's it. And like how I don't know. I'm not gonna blame Klopp for it. I do feel like he should be screaming out for something because he knows, and the only manager will know when a team is coming towards the end of the cycle. We've done this for 3 years. You can't have this same team for more than 3 years. I think it doesn't need to be production in every area.
I said it, and it was tongue. Hold on, I said it, and it was tongue in cheek. Yeah, but Danny Ings is, not signing a contract, and I mean, I know we had him and we let him go, but he's available.
Is he though?
He will only come back if we actually got rid of Firmino, and that's not going to happen this season.
There's only one
of them will go this summer. I think we all know who that's going to be. It's not going to be Firmino this summer. Ings is not going to come back.
If a footballer's watching carefully with his agent and he's been linked with Liverpool, especially a striker, and he knows he's not going as the number nine, then he'd be mad to go there because Klopp likes to play the same front three. Once he finds a three, that's it. I can't see him rotating ever. Unless Firmino gets form back and Jota comes back.
When's Jota back? Is he back at the end of this month?
Do you know what?
2 more weeks, right? At least.
He's still got his knee brace on there. He's in the yard. He ain't come back now.
Wow.
He ain't come back. Don't expect to see Jota until March. Stop.
Is that what you're saying, JR?
I'm putting it on record right now. Don't expect Jota till March. So this is what we got. We ain't signing no one. So we just got to, you know what? I'm going to put it out there. We just got to get top 4. Let's be realistic. Yeah? Be top 4. Oh no, we're champions, bro. Where we're at, the injury, the way we're just low confidence, how stuff's going against us. We just got to get top 4. And then next season is another season, in my opinion. Because right about now, it's looking sticky.
Yeah.
Are we going to make top 4?
I think we will, because we're in a good, great position. There's a lot of teams around us that are still going to play each other. I fancy us in the top 4, but this rot it's got to stop now. We can't afford any more losses. Even the draws are bad enough, but the losses are starting to rack up. And the confidence every game that goes by, you know what the mentality is. People just dropping, and then everybody else is going up, seeing us drop. So we need to stop this now because people are going to come for us, and they know that our mentality is low right now, and our confidence is fragile. So we need to stop this. I don't know how someone took the joy, hits a man on his bum, and he goes corner, we win 1-0. We just need something to go for us. This year, I've never known a season of just bad things going against us. So top 4, fingers crossed.
Well, the next game coming up is the FA Cup game. It's away at Old Trafford on Sunday. What kind of team would you put out, Paul?
Tonight, I just have to play the same team again. After tonight, I mean, the last time they scored was against Aston Villa. You have to. That's the only psychological card he's got left. He's got to play him, hope he gets a result. Playing away might help again. I don't know. Front three. See how they go on for an hour. Hopefully they get a goal, penalties, even if we lose on penalty, anything like. It's all about psychology. So going back to buying players, it's the centre back we need. Forward line, we still have more than enough theoretically because they just need to.
I disagree with you. I'm agreeing with Jay. I don't think we need a centre back. I don't think that's a necessity now. I think we can cope without a centre back. And before this started, I was all for no centre back. I mean,
no way.
But we've been better. We've had a better defensive record since Van Dijk and centre back's been out now.
Yeah, but we're missing. We've discussed this, isn't it? I mean, one of you guys told me we're missing Fabinho in midfield.
100%.
He's actually talented there. We're missing some sort of. Do you know what I mean? We're missing him. We're missing him, and also Matip's going to get injured again next week.
No, but you know what? I think somehow we actually do Man United. It's like a 0-0.
No, you're right. I agree. I mean, my God, our defensive record, apart from tonight, is actually not bad. But What do you want me to?
Is anyone bothered about this? The win record at home. The
No.
60 odd games unbeaten.
I said, I'd rather lose it to Burnley than United. If we lost to United, I'll be devil.
100%. I'd rather lose it to a team that doesn't matter. That if it was Man United, either Man City or Chelsea or Arsenal or Spurs, any of the top teams, no, thank you. I'll take. So it doesn't feel as bad to me because it's Burnley. I'll take it.
It was always going to end. It was always going to end.
Yeah, at some point it had to.
Yeah.
Didn't it?
The defeat itself just seems worse than the record, doesn't it? It's just realization that we're not playing very well.
Yeah, it's bigger than anything. It's bigger than anything. All right, boys, let's move on from our miserable form at the moment, and let's talk about something a little less miserable. Well, was it more miserable? Let's talk about our rivals and their results over the past couple of days. Let's go back to Monday, and let's go back to Arsenal Newcastle. Now, not Arsenal are a threat to position at the minute, but they've started to pick up a little pace. They beat Newcastle 3-0. Could there be a late charge from the Gooners for top four?
No.
Fucking hell, bro. We never talk about Arsenal.
No.
Is that how bad things have become?
Next question. Next question.
Man said next question,
Give us some statistics quick. Slim, how many points have they got?
How many points? I'll tell you. They're in 10th. They're on 27 points.
Mate, I wouldn't roll anything off in this crazy world.
This season's been a bit. That's what I mean. The season being the season, you just never know.
We wouldn't roll anything off in this crazy world.
This is the official COVID season. How they try to call us last year. This is COVID. If you were
You know what, JR?
COVID season, right?
I agree with you on that one. Certain Arsenal man tried to call it the COVID Cup, but this season is real. The COVID
This is real
season.
COVID.
Let me just. Sorry, Slim. I like to do this. Let me just deflect back to Liverpool quickly. When you look at someone like Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka's already been playing, but Smith's playing at number 10, right? Now he's another player that you fans of football ever would watch him on YouTube, blah 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 blah, and you know he's an attacking player. Same as Jones, right? Certain players are not going to make their potential at Liverpool because we played such a rigid system. And I'm predicting now Jones is going to be coached out of the talent that's seen him above players like Emil Smith-Rowe. They say, I think Rio Ferdinand went and said, went to Arsenal under 21s. Who's the big man? Who's the big man there? They're all going Curtis. Curtis is the big man. He's too good for this level. But that type of player needs to be in an environment where the game is played through them. Do you know what I mean? And I think at the moment that is what we need. And like I say, Shaqiri, play him number 10. Why are we playing him inside right?
Do you know what, Paul?
Sorry,
I digress. Yeah, you do digress. I tried to leave Liverpool alone for a minute. We've been through half an hour, 40 minutes of misery. Let's just talk about something else. Do you know what I mean? So JR saying no to Arsenal getting into the top four. I don't know. They're picking up a little bit of pace. I don't think they're playing anyone significant anytime soon.
That's the worst word of them up. They've had a good run. To be fair, they've had a run similar to us. And they've won. We normally win the game that the run that we've had, really. And we haven't. And they haven't. That's the. We've had a good run of games. When we beat Palace, I'm showing us that next 5. What was man saying? 4 wins and maybe a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got 3 draws and 2 nothing.
Okay, let's move on to Tuesday's action. Quick shout out to West Ham and West Brom. West Ham beating West Brom 2-1. May long may it continue that West Brom get no more points and get relegated. Any team that calls in Sam Allardyce don't deserve to be in the league, man. Get out, man. You know what I mean? Leicester Chelsea. Chelsea got absolutely tumped up like a parent would tump up a child if they did something really bad. You know what I mean? Like they got smacked, and Brendan Rodgers is coming up smelling roses at the minute. We had the debate about Brendan Rodgers, and he's actually doing a really good job at the minute. I mean, Leicester were top for a night. Could they be? I said it the other day. Should they be taken seriously?
They're 25 to 1 to the league at the moment, which is not a
That's not a bad shout.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind a tenner on that, mate. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Because like season one, it was a bit everyone was kind of saying the same thing. And this year, we're in unprecedented time. Anything can happen. And I think there are some teams are starting to put little runs together. They're one of the teams, United obviously and City. They're the three teams that are really on a good run. Spurs are really good run as well. And at the same time, we're just going the other way. You know?
I think with Spurs, we get a chance to stop them soon. We play them after we play United, and then I think we have City like a game or two afterwards. So we've got a chance to put a halt on Spurs and City's little charge.
We can't let Jose come above us, man. Slims,
no,
please.
we can't. Anyway, speaking of City, like I said earlier on in the podcast, they were 0-0 with Villa for a long time, and there was a big debate about their first goal from Bernardo Silva, because who comes from the Rodri comes from the offside position. So wait, because I haven't really been reading anything about the situation, what is the rule? What is the rule why they let him get away with coming from an offside position and taking the ball off Mings?
I believe it's because the ball went what's his name? Centre back.
Mings
went to control the ball. And apparently had the ball under his spell, his realm, his area. Slightly lost the ball. When he's controlled it, then lost it, because Rodgers come back on side, they're saying that's okay.
A second phase of play, saying another phase of play.
They're calling it second phase of play, but I think they're saying that's the rules, that's ball. Because I thought it's usually when when people are sort of sniffing around and you might. Well, I suppose it is the same then. I'm about to contradict myself. Because you know, like Henry, Suarez, they used to like to wait for the ball to be passed back, and then come in and finish it. But with this one, he's gone and mugged Mings. Mings doesn't know he's there because obviously he's offside. But then at the same time, I don't know. It is the letter of the law. It was the letter of the law.
To me, he's like he gained an advantage from playing in an offside position.
Yeah. But they put it on. They've done that on purpose, didn't they? Because they wanted to be more goals and people to be clever. Hence when Henry and Suarez would wait for that pass back because they were offside. In the old days, before what 93, 94, more than that, they'd be offside full stop.
Yeah, the pass backs from the opposition players, you can't be offside.
Oh yeah, but they're saying he touched it because Mings touched it, and it was like a second or half a second, and it's in his realm. Then he's been mugged.
The most headed from the boiler forward. The player that into is Rodri.
Yeah.
Right? If Mings is not there and it's a bounce, it goes to Rodri, he's going to be offside, no?
Yeah.
So what the difference of him controlling it and taking it? There's no difference. It's still active.
I think the head of the Referees Association is it Mark Clattenburg? You need to write to him or send an email. I don't know why they put this stupid rule. David Ellery, school teacher.
I agree with you, JR. It's offside for me all day. I mean, you can't come from an offside position and nick the ball. Like you said, if he lets it go through, he's offside.
Yeah.
Just because Mings controls it, tries to get rid of it, doesn't mean you could then come and nick it. I just think that's like cheating.
If it was like Jesus came and took it off Mings and then passed it to Rodri, who came back on side, alright, play on him. He's come back on side. I get that part. Not the man that's on side, take it off a man, and the next one passes and he acts it top corner, and then say, yeah, it's cool. Well, I'll be, like the manager got sent off, I would have been sent off too, but I would have been fussy.
I think if I was a manager, I'd have caught a charge. I think me and the referee would have had some fisticuffs.
Oh, cool.
These got sent off, He got booked, and he wasn't satisfied. He kept going. He thought I might get sent off then.
Yeah, might as well. And did they even ask you to look at the VAR?
I'm not sure.
I guess that's what gave it. This is what's mad. Apparently, that's the letter of the law.
No. Apparently it's the law that he could do what he done. So I don't know. But anyway, City ran out 2-0 winners against Villa. So City's charge carries on, and then obviously Man United. Obviously Man United played Fulham last night as well. And they won out 2-1 winners. It looked good for a minute. I think Fulham have played well against all the big boys. I mean, I guess we're the only big team they played and they've actually got a point from. Because I mean, Chelsea they lost. They lost. Sorry.
They drew with Spurs at least.
Oh yeah, it was. When you're putting Liverpool in the same bracket as Spurs, then you know it's game over. It's probably
Even from when we played Fulham, yeah, we was playing swag. I think we were going to score that game. We got some dubious penalty. So the signs were there from the end, bro. And then we used all our stars at Crystal Palace. That was it.
Well, Man United seem to overcome Fulham, even though Lookman scored first. I think, like you said, Cavani, a real poacher's striker's goal. Who scored their second?
Pogba left foot.
I didn't get to see that.
Keeper, I think Keeper should have played it though. Personally. Keeper had a man, by the way. Keeper had a man.
Did he?
Oh.
Fulham goalkeeper's actually quite good, you know. He's had
the first goal, he pushed it to Cavani, innit? Like, of course, he dropped it to Cavani tackle.
So his name Areola. His name's Areola. He's a good goalkeeper. Like, he's a decent goalkeeper for the level that Fulham are at. He makes a good shot stopper. Bit disappointed by that, if you're telling me that.
Yeah,
Slim. Going back to Blackpool United, they've got this hunger that it's hard to tap into, it's hard to explain. And I remember when we won the league, and Souness, we were bad form, and Souness was trying to describe it. I can't describe it. You just lose the edge. And I said then, whatever. To try and explain some of that form post lockdown, blah blah, that 30-year wait might have taken some chi out of us, something out of us. That they just it might just be a reset needed. Hunger.
Look, we've been going hard for like I said, 2, possibly even 3 seasons. It's a long time to be going for, and now we're champions, and that weight's off the shoulder. Maybe it's time. Maybe they're just slacking for a little bit and just need to breathe a bit and then come again. Do you see what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making excuses. Maybe we're all just making excuses.
It's not excuses. It's just the fact. I mean, Chris is in love with Jurgen Klopp, and it's true. To win back to back is kind of rare in the Premier League. But again, these are the problems. I want Klopp to find some solutions. So at least we lose the league by a couple points. Hit a crossbar, win 3-2, lose 3-2, moan about a referee's decision. We're deserving to lose. We're deserving to draw at the moment.
I slip.
Yeah, go on.
So where do you see the season going now?
Well, for me, I always said at the start of the season, once the injuries came, before the injuries, I was like, yeah, we can win this. Then when the injuries hit, and I was like, you know what? If we win this, retain this title with these injuries, then that's a small miracle. It's like probably the third time I'm saying it. Without injuries, with the injuries and the way we're going right now, I see top 4. That's what I see, if I'm honest. I know it's possible to pull it back against City, even if they're top, or United, whoever's top. But I thought tonight was going to be the night we start bringing it back, and we beat Burnley. I said to Sam it'll be a scrappy 1-0, and that didn't happen. So yeah, I'm starting to resign myself just to top 4. I could see a Champions League run and maybe a win in the Champions League. I see that being more realistic right now.
But we got to win the Champions League.
Pardon?
You got to score.
No, you don't. You can win pens all the way through. We got wicked defensive records.
Yeah.
Can I just say to what Sam was saying then, talking about how the season's going to end, about the fact that Sam looks like he was right about the fans. Season's going to end with us ending up maybe 9th or 10th if we don't now, the players and the manager get together and start to understand that, look, you're going to have to express yourself now. Nothing's going to change. You're going to have to get out there. It's literally mano. It's training ground. They could be playing in Tesco's car park with cones. It's that raw at the moment. It's no fans. Go out there, beat your man, express yourself. You know what I mean? Life's too short. We live in mansions. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting tested. I know COVID's real. I know they're worried about their family. Who knows what's going through mentally? You're saying about, why should I play football? I just won the league. Let me just chill, look after my nana. Who knows?
I like that. Paul said, life's short. We live in mansions. Wow.
They live in a different. I was trying to tap into the mentality of these guys that they to get that 0.001% of extra motivation that turns these terrible trend passes or percentage crosses into a goal, because you're gonna get in front of your man and you don't have to head it in. You can stab it home. Mane studs first, bang. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, boys. I don't know. Like, it's hard being a fan, but I can imagine being Jurgen Klopp right now. He's got a lot to think about, a lot to do to get us out of this hole and get us back on the scoring charts. But as I said, United at the weekend in the FA Cup, I'm not too fussed about it, but it'd be nice for the front three to get a few goals and hopefully get that confidence back up. Sam's doing that evil laugh, boy, as if to say, yeah, you think so? We're going to find out. Listen, guys, that's it, man. Time's up, man. I've got to wrap it up, man. I've been your boy Slim. Slightly depressed one today, but we'll be back with Vim next time, man. Trust me, don't watch that. Liverpool gonna Tottenham. We got Tottenham away, man. We're gonna put them to the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? We've got JR. We've had JR with us today. JR, it's good to see you, man.
You too, guys. Pleasure always.
All right, Professor Paul, thank you, man.
Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
And Engineer Sam, I know this is going to be a tough one to edit and get out, man. You've been solemn there the whole time, man. But come on, man. Earn those buttons, man. Do your thing.
I ain't editing shit. I'm pressing stop and I'm going to bed, man. That is it.
The comfort of your bed and the love of a good woman, yeah, will get you over this result, yeah.
Needs to be out when it's out. That's what I'm saying.
All right, listen, guys, we out, man. Until the next time, man.